Okay, I'm getting all the fan hardware ready to be installed. You can see there's quite a few pieces. Before we get started, I just want to note that I do not support the fans. In the event you need to replace them, they're available online. These are ball bearing fans. They're of good quality, so they should last a while. See if you can match the same end so you can keep the wiring of the scope stock. If not, we do coil up the excess wire and it'll be under the mounting bracket so that you have plenty to cut off and attach to any fan that you may get. I'm going to show you the fan installation real quick. Here's the fan with the wire coiled up. We use the stock hardware that comes with the fan, and then this is the mounting bracket that we fabricate. This is the fan in the bracket. Okay, you can see the wire coiled up between the bracket and the fan, and then that will go to the lower truss pocket plate, which I'll show you later. It goes through with a nut. The plate is then double stick taped and mechanically fastened to the scope. We use double stick tape to help stop any transference of vibration from the fan. Okay, here I'm showing you the plate put into the mirror box frame. You can see the bolt coming through. I'm going to come under here. See the fan hanging down. This kind of hangs just above the mirror surface to just blow a nice column of air over the mirror. Beauty of this is you can rotate the fan to change direction of airflow or angle it any way you want. Finished wiring all the fans into the corners of the mirror box frame. You can see it here. The wires run nicely down the frame inside the tubes. This is kind of the junction here. Everything comes together and then ends up at this RCA female, which will eventually go on to the rocker. So just real quick to show you, you can see the wire, the black and yellow wire going to the fan, and then the fan can rotate 180 degrees to reverse direction. The other thing we did was we installed the handles to lift the mirror box out of the rocker. These bolt down to the frame, and the front two are kind of multi-purpose, and I'll show what those do later. So that pretty much finishes the inner frame of the mirror box with all the components, and we'll get started on assembling the outside. I'm finishing up the mirror box frame and wanted to show you this. This is one of the lower truss mount pockets, and you can see here I have this is one of the pieces that'll weld into the bottom of the truss. Just showing you how it goes together. You can see it's slotted, so it slides in, and then the thumb bolt actually goes into the recess in the truss connector, so makes for an absolutely positive lock. Also, you'll notice behind it this is the same plastic that we showed on the Argo Navis podium. Its primary function here is to put a barrier between the trusses and the mirror box frame to help slow down vibration transfer, and also to help preventing the scratching on the telescope when you put it together. The next step is to put on the mirror box top plate, which is this octagon plate that has the center hole, and then we'll finish off with the mirror box cover. So looking at the mirror box frame, you can see we have this big octagon opening. So when installing or removing your primary mirror, by taking this top plate off that we're going to show in a moment, it really opens up this area to give you plenty of room to stick your hands in. So the cover will go in like this. It's a fairly snug fit, so just kind of ease it in. It'll drop down. It will be marked one way or another to indicate which direction it goes in, and then it will be held down with these 4 nylon thumb bolts. You do not need to tighten these too much, just get them snugged up, and that completes putting on the mirror box top plate. So now the mirror box cover has tabs that go over the edge. Just simply drop down like that. Just a quick note, these tabs can be carefully bent in to make the cover more snug But be careful what you do, because it's not so much getting it on, but getting it back off if you make them too tight. I do understand you want to tighten them up enough so that you can have the scope on an angle, let's say at a star party, and no wind coming up through the back will blow the cover off. So that's why you do want to have them a little bit snug, but not too much. Okay, here I just wanted to show a top view of the mirror box. All done.